Ladies and gentlemen, our next contestant, or not next contestant, our next match this evening is one that I am excited for, to say the least. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, your first ever UCW Breakdown Prince of Carnage champion will be crowned. Eddie Lewis takes on Scott Taylor and Jake Simon. Contestant for show. We have a modeling show now, actually. UCW, America's Next Top Model. The devil is here. The devil is here. As far as I know, he is in the building. Yes, sir. He has made his presence known. When will he come out? Scott Taylor, one of the best from UCW Prime, did not make his Prime debut last Wednesday, but he is making his debut right here, right now. Scott Taylor looking to become the first ever Prince of Carnage. The Prince of Carnage Championship can be used as a stepping stone up to the Breakdown World Championship. No, I've been here. I'm an angel sometimes. I feel like we can all be all things at all times. Get super metaphysical and be real quick. We are all things all at once. I need to turn off my video capture card for a second. The real ones know. Scott Taylor hyped up in the middle of the ring, ready to go. Also, as far as connectivity, how have we been tonight? Are we dropping frames? Does it look bad still? A whole house reorganization and like where the router got changed. So hopefully we looking better for all of you watching live on Twitch and YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Lewis has made his way out and he is ready for action. I believe this is also one of you out there watching UCW. Maybe not live, but I believe this is a follower or a subscriber because he is downloaded from UCW, UU, or EF. Eddie Lewis, one of the baddest men in this division, but the baddest has yet to come. 3 incredible talents are walking into this ring, but ladies and gentlemen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Only one of them is walking out with the Prince of Carnage Championship. And now, our final contestant, one of the scariest men. No, you did not give me Rose, and no, I did not upload her. I tried not to use anybody from TXW, DTX, or HWA. Not because I felt like I was stealing or anything like that, just because I wanted to be independent from that until I was, like, not welcomed in, but, like, accepted as an actual EFED by people who do other EFEDs, not just some random guy who makes WWE content. So as people say they want to be a part of it, I bring them in. I'm not ushering anybody in. Jake Simon makes his way in, down to the ramp. This man right here, believed to be a vampire. I've never seen him when the sun is out, ladies and gentlemen. That could make his chances of winning the Prince of Carnage Championship way higher. And Leah, if you are wanting to Rose to be a part of UCW, we are more than happy to have her. You can just, I can just upload her from any of the other hashtags she's posted with, or you can upload her using UCWUU and UCWEF. And for those of you watching at home, if that's how you want to join, that's all you got to do. And then leave a comment letting me know that you did it. Join the Discord, and we are all good. That's all you have to do. And then you just have to continue to watch. That's the only thing. I expect nothing. Jake Simon looks very cool and ready to go, not showing any signs of really any type of nervousness or anxiety at all. You got to upgrade her, then you'll put her up. I'm always down for a good attire change and a relook. The Adam Thomas, Scott Taylor, Bradley Sparks, all them, they change slightly over time every once in a while. Jake Simon ready to go. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. That means it is time for the Prince of Carnage to be crowned. There is no ring announcer because this is a triple threat, falls count anywhere, elimination match. All 3 looking to become the first ever. The bell rings and this match is now underway. Eddie Lewis making his way over to Jake Simon early. Big elbow connects. Scott Taylor catches him with a kick to the gut. He rolls him over, going for an early pin. Big punch from Eddie Lewis seems to have staggered Scott Taylor, and a combo ending with a clothesline takes him out. Eddie Lewis has got the back of the neck of Jake Simon. Big punches to the face. And Scott Taylor has got a sledgehammer, brings it into the ring. Eddie Lewis scratching and clawing at the head and eyes of Scott Taylor. He's got him, throws him against the ropes. Eddie Lewis on the outside apron. Scott Taylor works him through. Big elbows and forearms to the back. Jake Simon standing there very patiently, might I add, awaiting his opportunity, going for a cover. The roll up from Jake Simon, not even a 1 count. Scott Taylor able to reverse it. Eddie Lewis setting up a table, it looks like. Jake Simon able to fight back against Scott Taylor. None of these men getting a 1 count, but Jake Simon is now busted open. The table shot from Eddie Lewis made sure of that. The table is also now blocking my camera shot. Scott Taylor, Jake Simon. Big punches to the body. He catches him, but Jake Simon too fast. Stomping down on the gut, big reversal. Scott Taylor rolls out of the ring. Eddie Lewis biting down on the already open wound on the forehead of Jake Simon. Big elbows to the body. Jake Simon not looking good against Eddie Lewis. Big elbows. Scott Taylor drops him down onto his knees. Huge kick to the face. Scott Taylor getting abused down onto that table in the middle of the ring. Jake Simon tried to catch him with a sledgehammer. Scott Taylor caught both men with a big kick to the face. Eddie Lewis fighting off the shoulders of Scott Taylor. Huge elbows connect. He's got him by the note. That brings a new definition to I got your nose. Jake Simon out of nowhere lays out Eddie Lewis, takes him off of Scott Taylor's back just to be the man on his back. Scott Taylor, big punches to the face, fighting off Jake Simon's assault. He's got him by the head. Huge chair shot from Eddie Lewis connects, lays out Scott Taylor. He's got him, rolls him over. Jake Simon, the only man in the middle of the ring on his feet at that moment. I know Scott Taylor just got in there. Don't come for me. Off the top rope, misses the knee drop. Scott Taylor flips Eddie Lewis over his shoulder. Onto the middle rope, frog splash down. Scott Taylor looking good. Jake Simon trying to make him a little less good. A reversal from Scott Taylor. Hold on. Eddie Lewis was trying to take out the legs of Scott Taylor. It did not work, so he takes him out with a reverse DDT, going for a cover. Only a count of 1. Jake Simon throws the chair across the ring, catches Eddie Lewis with a huge drop kick. 1. Only a count of 1. He's setting up the no, just throws it down on top of the body of oh my God! Jake Simon just laid out Scott Taylor. Eddie Lewis breaks up the pin for some reason or another. Not sure why you do that, but good for you, Home Slice. Jake Simon's got Scott Taylor up, catches Eddie Lewis with a big combo, looking to finish it off with the suplex down. He succeeds. Eddie Lewis laid out. Scott Taylor, he's got Jake Simon's up. Off the middle rope, coffin drop from Scott Taylor. Trying to make up his mind on which man he's gonna target. Stops Eddie Lewis with the ladder in front of him. Eddie Lewis catches him, but Scott Taylor caught the boot. Run, Dragon corkscrew 5,000. Scott Taylor. 2. Only a count of 2. Throws the trash can in, down onto the body of Eddie Lewis. Scott Taylor tried to get him with the table, missing. Caught him. Reverse DDT to Scott Taylor from Jake Simon. Eddie Lewis takes out Jake Simon with a kendo stick. Now going towards Scott Taylor. Big kick to the gut. Huge punch to the face of Scott Taylor from Eddie Lewis. He throws Jake Simon into the ring ropes. Come on now, Josh. That's my name. Fuck it. That's 1. Eddie Lewis going for the cover. 2. Only a count of 2. Throws Eddie Lewis out of the ring. Scott Taylor on the outside apron. Through the ropes. Big spear from Scott Taylor. Jake Simon back up. Blue mist in the face of Scott Taylor lays him out. Scott Taylor disorientated. Does not know where he's at. Who knows what was actually in that mist? He could have just got drugged. We can't really allow things like that to happen on UCW, but I'm just going to turn a blind eye. Big kick to the gut. He's got him. Picks him up. Scott Taylor not looking good. Down onto the ladder. Jake Simon. Huge move. Just might have ended. Scott Taylor kicks out. A better man than me. Big kick to the gut. Huge elbows. Eddie Lewis just got him. Big punch to the face of Scott Taylor and a kick to lay him out. Eddie Lewis trying to pick up where his other opponent left off, and he does. Scott Taylor eliminated. Jake Simon with the steel steps. Eddie Lewis with a table. Both men in the ring. Lewis catches him with the backbreaker down onto the ladder. Now grabbing the ladder. What else does he have in mind? You saw nothing. That is right, Leah. You didn't see anything. I didn't say anything at all. Big punch to the gut from Jake Simon off the middle rope. He caught him. Reverse DDT once again. Drops the elbow down of Eddie Lewis. Jake Simon trying to end this match as soon as possible. Big stomp to the face of Eddie Lewis. Eddie Lewis is bleeding, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Simon sets up the ladder in the middle of the ring. A little unorthodox in a non-ladder match. Stomping down onto the face. Misses the fist drop. Eddie Lewis back up to his feet. Was going for a drop kick. Jake Simon able to put an end to that. Misses the big punch. Into the ropes. Goes over. Jake Simon able to fight back. Catches him with a drop kick to the knee. He picks it up. Slams the stairs down onto the body of Eddie Lewis. Big kick to the body. Huge punches. And another. He flips him over his hip. Jake Simon once again with the steel steps. Up to the top rope. Comes down, huge leg drop, lays out Eddie Lewis. One has to think that is the end, ladies and gentlemen. 2. Eddie Lewis somehow able to kick out of that. Jake Simon makes his way back up to his feet after the huge assault on Eddie Lewis that did not result in a pin somehow. He's got him by the back of the head, working him back into the ring. Off the top rope, Jake Simon. He's got a trash can, throws it down onto the body. Able to get out of the way. Jake Simon catches him down onto the stairs. Eddie Lewis is not conscious any longer. He kicks out. He kicks out. Eddie Lewis somehow still able to fight back. Jake Simon wondering what else he has to do to keep his opponent down. He gets Eddie Lewis back up to his feet. Gets him on his shoulder. Eddie Lewis with a reversal. Lays Jake Simon out. Stomping down onto his eyes. Jake Jake Simon just got laid out. Eddie Lewis dropped him down on his face. Did he just win this match? No, Jake Simon able to kick out at 2. These two men going to war for this championship here tonight. He props the chair up in the corner. Crossbody does not connect, and neither does the drop kick. He's got him by the back of the head. Throws him into the ladder, confuses his opponent. Eddie Lewis throws Jake Simon into the ropes. Big shoulder tackle. Lays him out. Is that enough? 1, 2. Only a count of 2. Jake Simon still has it left in him. Off the ropes. He's going for another 2. No, still kicks out at 2. Jake Simon. He caught him with the elbow to the face. Eddie Lewis looking for the end result. Drops the fist down onto the body. Drops him down onto his knee. And then the leg drop down. Jake Simon into the corner. Kick in the gut. Raking the face of Jake Simon across the ropes. Back into the ropes once again. Catches him. Takes him down. Going for another cover. Eddie Lewis. Eddie Lewis wins. What a surprising victory. I honestly thought Jake Simon would have had it by now. Eddie Lewis, ladies and gentlemen, your first ever Prince of Carnage. An incredible victory in this triple threat elimination match. Eddie Lewis, I hope you're watching somewhere out there. Proud of yourself.